Alright, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Rubel, and salutations to the Akim around the world that pushes truth and sincerity. Alright, I want to do a little video here about false prophets. You understand? There's a big difference in a prophet of the Most High and a false prophet. I got you some scriptures here. It says Jeremiah 3 and 15. It says, "And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." As the scriptures say, Most High say He will give us pastors according to His heart. You understand? Which is a very big difference from the prophets that we have today. As you go in these synagogues and different places, you'll realize that these prophets don't preach according to the Most High's heart, how the Most High want us to be and so forth. They just preach according to their own hearts, or according to your heart, what you want to hear, and not what the Most High actually said. So this is today's Luke 1 verse 70. It say, "As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began." Because anytime the Most High had to talk to Israel, He used to use his prophets as a system that He implemented, and have a good reason for that. Right? This today is Deuteronomy 18. Deuteronomy 18 verse Alright, let's see Deuteronomy 18. Right, Deuteronomy 18 verse, let me see. Right, 18 verse 15. Right, it say, "The Lord thy power," well, God means power, right? So the Lord thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, right? So unto him ye shall hearken. So really and truly, that's showing you also that a prophet of the Most High cannot be somebody from another nation. It must be somebody from the children of Israel. He said He'll raise up a prophet of one of thy brethren, and the Israelites He was talking to. So you can look to know Esau and say that he's a prophet. You understand? If he's a Jake, but he have Edomite features because of intermingling with the Edomite nation, you could understand. Because he's still considered of Israel. But he can't be somebody from the nation of Esau and as a prophet. Like you see all these people like flicking like Joyce Meyer and this other white stupid, this other Esau, this other devil. I forget what his name. I think it's Creflo Donald or something. Right. It have no way that they could be prophets of the Most High. The Most High say He will raise up prophets of one of thy brethren, one of the men of Israel. Right? It say, "According to all that thou desirest of the Lord thy power in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my power, neither let me see His great fire anymore, that I die not." You understand? Because that situation that happened with Moses and them. When they wanted to hear the Most High, they wanted to talk to him, and say, "Well, alright," he say, "Well, abstain from so forth and so forth." And when they actually had the privilege to talk to him, they was afraid, and they tell Moses, "Hey, what's going on? You deal with that. You deal with he, and we will deal with you. We do with that." So the system the Most High implement is that He would raise up prophets, and He will deal with the prophet, and the prophet will deal with the people. Right? Say verse 17, it says, "And the Lord said unto me, They have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise up, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren. You see it again, like unto thee, right? One of your people, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him, right? And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which is what the prophet does teach, a prophet of the Most High, right? Unto my words, which I shall speak, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. So this system that you had to learn from our prophets is something that was established from since that point, which is why ever since then, when the Most High deal with the people, he would send a prophet. That's why he raised up men like Jeremiah, men like Elijah, Elisha, and so forth and so forth, because of our system, right? It's to show you how important it is to be a prophet on the whole, right? Now, let you go to, this is Jeremiah 23. I'll start from 1, right? Say Jeremiah 23, start from 1. It say, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, said the Lord. Because this is really the point of the topic. False prophets, the ones who the Most High not working with, the ones who he didn't send to actually preach the true gospel, the ones who does divide and scatter the sheep. Right? To say therefore, thus said the Lord power of Israel, again the past against the pastors that feed my people, it say, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. You understand? Because he drive them away from how it is the Most High want them to be. He keep teaching them lies and false doctrines and scattering them further and further from the way they're actually supposed to be, and they're not going back and trying to fix it. It says, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. It said, behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord. Right? Say, and I will gather the remnant of my flock, say, out of all countries, whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds, which are the actual prophets of the Most High, over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord, because they wouldn't be lacking the understanding that they did before, which is like the elders did for us. They came and they showed us the way of the Most High, that we no longer lacking, that I could say, I can't go and tell nobody that I's not African. I could actually tell them, hey, according to the Bible, I from the descendancy of Israel. I'm not lacking in any kind of understanding like these people out here. You're trying to tell them, hey, you're from Israel, and they say they're from Ethiopia, and you understand that is because of the false prophets that scatter them. Right now, they're mind in a mess. So they Jeremiah 23, I'll start from 16, right? It said, thus saith the Lord of hosts, right? It say, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you, which is the false prophets. It say they make you vain. They speak a vision of their own hearts, and not out of the mouth of the Lord. Which goes back to what I was saying at the start. The kind of things that they just teach. They just teach where it is they find, or what it is they think is right, other than what the scriptures actually say. And if they don't teach what they like, they will teach what you like. Because people don't like the truth. People love lies, as the scriptures say. I think I said that in Jeremiah 5. I think they said that in Jeremiah 5. It's Jeremiah 5. Jeremiah 5:31 and say, Jeremiah 5:31, it said, the prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their own means. Say, and my people love to have it so. Because people love lies. They're comforting. People don't like to hear the truth. They don't like to hear what's good for them, if it's contrary to what it is they prefer. So false prophets is something that's always cling to, because false prophets tell them what it is they want to hear. Right, Jeremiah 23 verse 17, it say, they say still unto them that despise me, the Lord had said, the Lord had said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come unto you, which is a lie. Because the Most High said, hey, whosoever despises the word will be destroyed. So if you despise the word and living according to your own means, then it's obvious you will be destroyed. And they telling you, who walking after your own hearts, hey, no evil not going and come unto you. That is wickedness. That is wickedness. And it have a price for that. All false prophets that prophesy falsely have a price for it. They mightn't see it now, but in time to come, they will see it. Alright, so this is Ezekiel, right? Ezekiel 30. I'll start from 1. Right? It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, hear ye the word of the Lord. So thus saith the Most High Power, it say, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirits and have seen nothing. Because really and truly, they never get no vision from the Most High. They don't know, hey, what's going to happen in the future. They don't have the spirit of understanding to say that they could be able to break down prophecy. They just putting together things that sound good to them, or what somebody give them, and they're prophesying with that. As the scripture says, the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall in a ditch. Say verse 3. It said, thus saith the Most High Power. Oh, I saw it already. Alright. In verse 4, it says, O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ready and truly, all that does do is just destroy. They're destroying you mentally. Because the prophets of this kingdom right now, like you'll see in the synagogues or local churches, is the establishment of Esau is how they get there. They're teaching Esau doctrines. Is our Esau put our people to teach us rubbish. Really and truly. And that is what going on for the longest while. That is all Esau doing. Right, Ezekiel 13, I'll start from 8. It say, therefore, thus saith the Lord, the Most High Power, it say, because ye have spoken vanity and seen lies, it said, therefore, behold, I am against you, saith the Most High Power. Right? It say, and mine hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lies, so they shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel, neither shall they enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that he is the Most High your power. Right? It said, because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace, and one built up a wall, and lo, the others dropped it with untempered mortar. Alright, well, that's it on that. They're going into something. But I just show you that how wicked it is. They keep saying that, hey, you go have peace, you go have peace. Right now is a time of war. Right now is a time of destruction to come. You're supposed to probably be teaching the people, here what is going on. According to the scriptures, World War III coming just now. They're going to start to implement the chip. You understand? But anytime you go into a synagogue, what does it teach you? Peace and love. Like someone like them 70s hippies and them. Peace and love. That is all they're teaching you. God love everybody. They don't teach you the truth. All this teach you is lies. Straight up lies. And it's because they don't have the understanding of the scriptures. And not only do they have the understanding, they don't want the understanding. Because just like the Pharisees and them, they just used to follow laws and try to be pleasing to the eyes of men. But they don't want to actually be sincere on the inside, to actually be how the Most High want them to be. If you try, even if you try and teach them the correct thing, if it's not profitable physically for them, they don't want a part of that. They just want to gain. You understand? All they do is want to gain. That is all I want. Just to gain and to look good in the eyes of men. All the scriptures say that the like the praises of men more than the praise of the Most High. Because I really what it is focus on. They doesn't want to actually try to be righteous. You try to tell them the correct thing, they'll say, nah, it's not so. You'll break it down for them, nah, it's not so. I believe it's this way. You ask them to break that down, they can't break it down. Because they delight in wickedness. Really and truly, they delight in wickedness. And really and truly, that is their job. Because as how the scriptures say, narrow is the way to the Most High, and broad is the way to destruction. And they are one of the tools that the Most High set up to establish that. The Most High put them there as a tool to be able to scatter the foolish ones. Because the scriptures say, his sheep hear his voice. So if you are his sheep, you wouldn't get caught up in it. But if you're not one of his sheep, eventually the seducing spirits will drag you away. So this is Matthew 15 verse 14. It says, let them alone, they be blind leaders of the blind. Because really that is what them false prophets is. There's blind leaders. And they'll lead blind followers. Because if a man of the Most High hear the word, he will be able to know, hey, that is not. But if he is not a child of the Most High, then they will be like, because it's sounding good, they go just run behind it. Like blind leaders of the blind. It said, let them alone, they be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So really and truly, that is their lot. Somebody had to do it. Just like prophecy states, 144 and 1/3. And it also states 2/3. So somebody had to be the 2/3. Somebody had to be the 1/3. Somebody had to be the elect. So really and truly, that is one of the jobs of the false prophets. To lead the people astray who are destined to go astray. But for a man of the Most High, you have to beware of false prophets. Because it has come in many forms. And it has come in many different subtle ways. You understand? Sometimes there could be people close to you. Sometimes there could be somebody you just meet. And they just have the best words. And sometimes they just even have a lot of worldly knowledge that might make them appear that they know some things. You understand? So being a false prophet is not only something to be aware of, but it's something to also try not to be. That is why also you always have to be studying to be able to have the Most High work on point. That you will be able to know how to break things down the correct way, because you don't want to fall into the category of a false prophet. So you not only had to be aware of a false prophet, you had to make sure you're not a false prophet. And that is where your studies has come into play to make sure that you're always on point. You understand? To make sure you're always in a gear. Because the penalty for being a false prophet is not a good one. With that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that will honor the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Rule Well, and salutations to the Akim around the world that push the truth in sincerity. Shalom.